From the Good Boy Studios in downtown Boise, Idaho, it's Jock.It, the show. A show about anything with two brothers who know everything. And now your host, Jeff Kohlers.
Oh, we are back. We are back. The holidays are over. We are in our brand new studio here at 750 East Warm Springs in Boise, Idaho. Oh, man, I am so excited to be here. Fletcher is back behind the desk on the EP. We got Martin new to the team. He's going to be operating our cameras and also learning the executive producer stuff. We are so psyched to be here. It's going to be a great night. But you know what? That's not the only members of our team tonight. I got to bring in my co-host, my brother from another father, over in Burlington, North Carolina, wearing the maize and blue tonight, celebrating a big national championship victory from the palatial man cave. Steve Idlet, how you doing, brother?
All right. I'm doing good. How about you, brother?
Oh, man, living a dream. All right, let's just go ahead and get the nonsense out of the way.
Nonsense. Wait a minute now. You need to watch your mouth.
Good game last night. We were chatting a little bit before we went live here. Great game. And, you know, it's funny. Michigan endured a lot this year. Jim Harbaugh had not one, but 2-3 game suspensions. And what a team to kind of hold that out and to win that national championship.
Absolutely. I mean, they were the best team all year. I mean, you know, I think everybody doubted their schedule beginning of the season, and then the last, you know, after the playoffs and beating Penn State, then turned out Maryland's better than what people thought, and then they beat Ohio State, and beating Iowa wasn't that big a deal, but and then going through the playoff, I don't think there's any doubt anymore. And you know, this supposed scandal, which people are making a big deal out of. I mean, I don't think people even understand what they were really doing. And it's not like they were getting their signs and knew them 100%. They were guessing. So, yeah, it's just I'm just glad that they won. I hate it because I think Harbaugh is probably going to be going to the NFL.
So too. I think so, too.
I mean, I hope not. But you got
to chase that money, man. He's at an age, he's got to go chase that money.
Well, I don't think the money, I think Michigan will offer him whatever he wants. I think it's a Super Bowl ring.
All right, but I have to tell Fletcher something though. So last night we're watching the game, Fletcher. We're texting back and forth with Steve.
Yeah,
he and I, and I did the congratulations. You know, nice victory, enjoy it. And Steve goes, best defense. Do you remember what I texted you?
No.
I said, yeah, it's easy to have the best defense when you know all the signals.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh man, no, but again, we kid, we joke around, but it was good game. You know, it's funny. Iowa did not. I don't know if you watched the Iowa bowl game. They were embarrassed.
Yeah.
In their game, and Iowa's a team, man. If they get down 2 touchdowns, it's pretty much over. If my son's watching this or my daughter-in-law Elisa's watching this, I'm sorry. I know they're big Iowa Hawkeye fans, and I pull for Iowa, but they just don't have that offense. I don't know how longer he sticks around as a head coach there either. I mean, I guess he'll be there as long as he wants, but at what point do you have to start winning?
Yeah. So here's the thing: when you lose a coach or you get rid of him, right? Who are you going to get?
I know.
I mean, look what he's done. I mean, he's gone to the Big Ten championship. 3 or 4 times?
Yep.
And I mean, a lot of teams wish they could have that. So, I mean, it's just like, this. So I saw today they fired Mike Vrabel from the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, they did fire him. I missed that today.
Yeah, they did. So, I mean, who are you going to get?
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was successful. The problem is they got rid of his, better players, A.J. Brown. They just let these guys go in free agency. And, I mean, how do you expect to win without talent? And
it's not that far of a drive from Ann Arbor to Tennessee. I've done it before.
Well, yeah, I mean, that would be a great replacement for Harbaugh. Unfortunately, I think they'll probably, what I was actually hoping is that, John, Jim's brother, coaches the Baltimore Ravens. I was hoping he wins the Super Bowl this year. And then he goes, you know what? Because they both love Michigan.
Right.
Jim played, John didn't play there, but they both grew up. Their dad was an assistant coach for like 8 years at Michigan under Bo Schembechler. So they love Michigan. And so I was hoping, maybe if John wins the Super Bowl, maybe he'll go, you know what? I'll take your spot and hold it till you're ready to come back after you win a Super Bowl. And then, that would be a phenomenal replacement, but that's just dreaming. So,
I used to work for a former Michigan quarterback.
Who's that?
Dave Brandon.
Oh, yeah. He didn't play, but he was.
He was on the team.
He was on the team, but he didn't start or anything.
But he was their disgraced AD for a while too.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, so he was he was
Domino's
the CEO
guy, right?
Yeah, he was the CEO of Domino's. He wanted to be governor of Michigan. That didn't pan out, and so he said he'll go be the AD. But I've been to his house, man. I don't know if he's still there or not, but he's got his garage had like glass floor, and he had a whole theater where downstairs you could watch the Michigan games, and he was a nice guy. I liked him, but he was also part of the Toys R Us deal. So I don't know. I don't know what he's up to these days. I haven't heard anything lately from him, but yeah, I worked for Dave Brandon, another Michigan guy. So
well, your Michigan men, they take a lot of pride in that.
That's for sure. All right, well, let's get into it, man. What's happening over in your world over there in Burlington, North Carolina? Here in Boise, we've got major storms coming through.
Yeah, we just had 34 and 40 mile an hour winds come through here today. A lot of rain and some. I guess they were calling for maybe tornadoes. I don't know if any hit in the state or not, but yeah, it was pretty nasty around here today.
Yeah, I'd heard that tornadoes on the East Coast they were pretty prevalent. Florida had some as well too. Yeah, we're supposed to get some major snow. We were supposed to go. My wife and my mother-in-law were supposed to go over to Oregon this weekend. Had a long weekend where we were going to go to the casino, but the mountain pass is supposed to get feet of snow, not inches. So yeah, so we're not.
Yeah, you don't want to go through that.
Yeah, we're not going to go through that. So, but yeah, all right. Yeah, so over here, not much going on. Just getting ready, geared up for the playoffs here. My Dolphins are not. They're like the Eagles, man. They're kind of floundering here at the end, and
well, they've lost a lot of defensive players. They're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, we lost our main guy too, so that's going to hurt a lot. And then we're beat up on the offensive side, and I don't know, man. Just I like Tunga, but he had a lot of the passes that he should have hit were really high in that game against Buffalo. I was a little upset that we lost that game, but then I kind of thought about it too. I'm like, okay, do we want to really play Buffalo again? So I kind of like playing Kansas City because they're also.
Yeah, they're struggling a little bit.
They're struggling a little bit too. So I don't know. Maybe Kansas City is what heals us, and then we can get geared up. But
the problem is that you guys are going to have to go there.
Yep.
And it's supposed to be really nasty this weekend there.
Yeah, it is.
So that's not a great place for a team from South Florida to have to go play.
Yeah, but Oakland. My God. Do we have an OK Boomer soundbite? Jesus. Las Vegas beat them. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll just have to see what happens. But, so playoff football, I'm getting geared up for that, excited for that. And, I've been in the pizza business now for 40 years. And Super Bowl, I have worked every single Super Bowl except for when I was in the military. Those were the only Super Bowls that I ever got to watch. I didn't have to work. And I think I had to work one of them because I had duty that weekend. So I think since I started in the pizza business, I've only ever got to watch 3 Super Bowls from beginning to end.
Lately, I don't watch them as much as I used to. Of course, I liked, watching Tom Brady, so I'd watch his Super Bowls, which were quite a few. I mean, you're talking about the GOAT here. So, I mean,
it wasn't enough. I had to deal with
the man was in 10 Super Bowls.
It wasn't enough. I had to deal with Michigan. Now it's Tom Brady to Fletcher.
I mean, the GOAT. I mean,
yeah. I think I added a GOAT soundbite over there.
Did you?
I did. It's the green one. Oh my God! You see it?
Not on this one.
Okay.
Oh yeah, wait.
I don't. I didn't watch. I didn't watch it with Philly and Kansas City last year. I didn't even watch it, to be honest with you.
I mean, I always watch it. And it's my job's a little bit different now, so I work the morning, and I can catch usually the end of the second quarter, or halftime show, and then the last. But anyway, we had an interesting discussion when I was at your house about what makes an interesting football game. I like a tight score. You like the technical end of it. We had a nice little brotherly discussion about that. I don't know. What do you think, Fletcher? Did you prefer to see a close game, or would you rather see a game that's more technical, and even if it's a blowout by one team?
I definitely like a close game, but I like it to be high scoring. If it's like Big Ten football, which I'm a Nebraska fan, so I know we're going in a triangle of Big Ten teams.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Watching those games are sometimes brutal, but I like all the playoff games. The championship wasn't quite as entertaining.
No.
It started ramping up, but the first one, like the first two, were awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, the Alabama-Michigan game wasn't high scoring.
No, but it was close.
Yeah.
But it was
No. I'm all about it being close. I want a good game too, but I also want teams to play well. Like I couldn't stand the Washington and Texas game. Guys are wide open all over the field. That's not good football.
But see,
it's just not good football.
To me, that Washington-Texas game was a better game than the Michigan-Washington game.
Well, because they were more evenly matched. Neither one of them has good defense.
And it came down to the last play. Well, that's not true.
Yeah.
Washington does have a good defense. They hold on a minute.
No.
Yes. So you're on the East Coast there. So pump the brakes, slow your roll, hit your wagon up and slow down. Washington, that was the first 45-plus yard single rush they had allowed all season against.
Yeah, because they don't play anybody. The Pac-12 is a bad conference. They don't play defense. USC,
or
UCLA.
against nobody.
Oregon does not play defense either. That's why Washington scored.
Oh, we're talking about Oregon's. We're talking about Oregon's offense, not Oregon's defense.
Okay, but no, that's what I'm talking about. What wins championships? What wins championships?
Scoring more points than the other team.
Defense. Defense wins championships. And you know the answer, and you can't deal it. That's why Michigan won, because their defense was better than Washington.
All right.
Washington had a terrible defense, and that's why, really, they almost did the biggest choke job in football history at the end of that game against Texas.
I thought you were talking about Michigan. McCarthy wasn't strong.
No, he was fine. You know what? He did exactly what he needed to do.
He struggled a little bit in the second.
That's all he's asked to do. He's asked. He could absolutely throw the ball 50 times a game if that's what they wanted to do. But when they run the ball for 300 yards in one game, and that was a record, by the way, in the playoffs. I mean, we owned the line of scrimmage
for sure, absolutely,
defensive
and offense, yes,
defense and
sure.
offensive line.
All right,
and that was the Joe Moore award-winning offensive line from Washington, which we made them look pedestrian.
Yeah, you need to go get the mop because the poop's piling up behind you over there.
I'm spitting facts here. The fact that you can't handle it, that's your problem.
I can handle it.
I'm spitting straight facts here.
I can handle it. All right, hey, let's pause for just a second here, brother. I need to talk about a new partnership we have going on this year with Beat City, the Beat City Bombers. We did a couple of their games last year, and by we, I mean Good Boy Studios, which is the studio that we are broadcasting from here tonight in downtown Boise, Idaho. The Beat City Bombers is a women's roller derby team located in Nampa, Idaho. If you've never seen women's roller derby, you've got to check it out. We will be broadcasting all their games this year. You can see it on our YouTube page. So that's Good Boy Studios. Just Google that or just search that at YouTube, and you'll find it. But if you go to our website, we have at goodboistudios.com. Go to live sports. We have a link right there that'll take you to each and every game. So big announcement there this year that we're back with the Beat City Bombers for the entire season, not just a couple of games. The entire season we're doing that, and super, super, super stoked about that. All right, do you have the old logo up, our current logo up there, Fletcher?
Now I do.
All right, so that's our current logo. One of the things that I've done while we've kind of since our inaugural show and our kind of kickoff show here, kind of reworked that logo. We like it. That's our dog Dean. Handsome little fellow there, but we reworked that logo. Fletcher, why don't you put that new logo up? Show them the shine.
New logo's up.
Ah, look at that. And that's clean. I love it. I love it. So that's our new logo for the Good Boy Studios. Again, our studio's located here at 750 East Warm Springs in Boise, Idaho. If you live in the Treasure Valley and you want to do some podcasting, you could sit at this stage. We also have an audio-only podcasting room. We have photography available. We're going to talk about our photography partner here a little bit later on the show. But super excited to have Beat City Bombers as one of our partners this year. So, all right. Thank you, Fletcher. What do we got next?
We can start the news quiz.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's
right. Do it.
Wait a minute. Are we done talking about Michigan now?
Yeah, that's enough.
I think so.
This isn't a sports show. We've dedicated like the first 15
I know, but I
minutes
just won the
sports.
national championship. Come on.
Yes, you did. And I gave you enough time, so.
Well, no. All right.
All right. Oh, I got to get my scoreboard up here. So I'm going to be running the scoreboard.
Cheater.
No, I'm not cheating. Fletcher's right there. He'll keep me honest.
Yeah, I have all the questions here.
He does. I cannot see them. So
this is a news thing that I have no idea about. Okay, all right, let's do it.
All right, you want to go first or second? Actually,
why don't we alternate?
Well, we do. That's what I'm saying. But
Fletcher, I don't care.
Pick a number between 1 and 10, Fletcher. Don't say it out loud.
Okay.
All right, Steven.
3.
Let's go with 7.
7.
Yeah. I defer to the second half. You go first.
Okay.
All right. So just a reminder, this is CNN's weekly news quiz, and we're starting from January 4th. So it's the most recent one. So hopefully that helps out.
No.
But here we go. So the first one is 2 planes collided on a runway this week, causing a massive fireball. Where did the incident occur? And the options are France, Japan, Canada, and India.
I'm going to France.
All right.
What were the India, China, and Canada?
India, Canada, Japan, France.
Oh, Japan. Oh, man. I'm going to go. I don't know this one. I honestly don't. I have no idea. I'm going to go Japan. I'm going to go different.
All right. It was Japan.
Yes.
Oh.
All right.
But I feel better, though. You didn't know it either. So
I didn't. I took a guess. All right.
All right. Number 2. Which automaker recalled more than 112,000 vehicles this week due to a rollaway risk?
Wow.
Okay. Are there options? Okay.
Yeah, there are.
Okay.
Honda, Kia, Ford, BMW.
I think it was Ford.
Steve?
I'm going to be honest with you. See, when you say it like that, it makes me want to just say Ford just because you sound so confident. Because I have no idea. I'm going to go Ford because I don't want to lose.
All right. Guess is Ford. That is correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oops.
See.
Wait a minute. I subtracted 1. Wait, what am I doing here? Okay. All right. 2-1.
All right. Back to Steve for number 3. A total of 22 states raised their minimum wage this week. Which state now has the highest minimum wage? The options are Washington, Oregon, Colorado, and Florida.
Wow. I'll go with Washington.
He's right. It's Washington.
It's Washington. That is correct.
Yeah. Good job.
It's at 1628 now.
So, okay. So that.
Wow.
All right. That's a little bit misleading, though, because California, April 1st, is raising their food service minimum wage to $20 an hour.
Wow.
To work food service. So you get to stand at the In-N-Out and press the buttons, and you can make $20 an hour.
That's
wow.
Insane.
I don't see how businesses are going to stay making money. I don't.
And so my employer at my day job that pays for all of this right now, that we operate in the state of California, and we're not affected by the new wage. But how do you get employees when you're a high school kid? Where are you going to work? You're going to work your butt off on a retail job, or are you going to go make $20 an hour at In-N-Out pushing the menu button? So anyway, all right, 3-2.
All right. Number 4, insulin manufacturers are making their products available to more Americans at what price? $10, $35, $55, or $100?
Yeah, I'm up first, right?
Yes.
It's me. Read them again.
Yeah. $10, $35, $55, and $100.
I'm going to say 35.
Hey, wait a minute, Fletcher. How long is that for 1 month?
It's a bottle.
Yeah.
It's a bottle.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what did you say?
I said 35.
That actually was going to be mine. I'll say 50.
I was vacillating on that one. I almost went 55.
It is 35.
That's what my first, because my in-laws, my father-in-law was on it, and I want to say it was 55 before.
Well, they were like over $100 if you didn't.
Yeah, I know. One time, it was really expensive. Well, that's good though.
Yep.
All right. Last one. Which monarch announced? Oh wait, we go to 10. Sorry, I was thinking we did 5. 5. Which monarch announced a surprise abdication this week after 52 years on the throne?
Yes, Steve. Which one?
And, what's the choices?
Yeah, sorry. Britain's King Charles III, Spain's King Felipe VI, Saudi Arabia's King Salman, and Denmark's Queen Margaret II.
So give me to him one more time.
Yeah. Britain's King Charles III, Spain's King Felipe VI, Saudi Arabia's King Salman, and Denmark's Queen Margaret II.
Saudi Arabia.
I'm going to go Denmark.
Denmark? It is Denmark.
Damn.
Wow, see?
Jeff's running away with this one.
Yeah, it's getting ugly, but this is the way it should be. I don't ever watch the news, so.
So here's the funny thing, though. Like a lot of these, honestly, and I'm not mocking you, but it's like some of this, like a lot of them, other than Washington, the one about Washington, like I knew it wasn't Prince Philip because he's still in that little butt's still in charge. But I don't know. Some of these you just kind of narrow down, I think. But anyway, all right, 5-2.
All right, number 6. What percentage of U.S. adults have received the latest COVID-19 vaccine?
We said we weren't talking vaccinations on the show.
I don't know. I thought we weren't doing political stuff.
The options are 2%, 19%, 43%, and 87%.
Oh, man, this is a coin flip here. I'm going 19. This is the latest.
Latest. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to say 2%.
I don't think it's that low.
It is 19%.
I knew it wasn't more than that.
No, yeah. Well, I didn't know if maybe it was 43%. I think that was the other one, right? 43%.
43,
yeah. Okay.
All right, number 7. Which university is in search of a new president following a firestorm of controversy? The options are Yale, Columbia, Princeton, or Harvard.
I actually know this one.
Yeah, this one I feel like
this has been pretty prevalent.
Yeah.
You're up first, Steve.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah,
it's Harvard.
Yeah, I agree.
It is Harvard.
Yep.
Yeah, the president's gone, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because she said that. Yeah, there's so much stuff with that.
Don't even get into that.
Yep. Okay.
All right, number 8. Which state was sued by the Biden administration this week over a controversial immigration law? Texas, California, New Mexico, and Arizona.
Oh, the one I thought wasn't in there. Read them again.
Texas, California, New Mexico, Arizona.
Actually, I think I know the answer to this one.
It's not California. See, I was thinking, I know Colorado did. I'm going to go Texas. Why not?
It's Texas.
It is Texas.
See, I knew that one.
8-4. You did know that one.
Under the last two. I'm proud of myself.
You're doing good. Well, you knew Washington as well.
That was a guess.
All right, number 9. As Starbucks evaluates its environmental footprint, which product is the company trying to phase out? Whole milk, wooden stir sticks, disposable cups, and bottled water. Steve, do you have a guess?
This is 9, right?
This is 9.
I'm gonna say.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So now, I don't think it'd be wooden stick. I'd say with the disposable cups.
I agree.
The disposable cups is correct.
Yeah, because every time I go through a Starbucks, I see we take clean cups now. We take clean cups. I see that everywhere. Mm-hmm. So, all right, last one. No way you win, but I've got my perfect streak. It's 9-5. Can I go 10 for 10?
All right, you start off this one too.
Yep.
Which classic video game was finally beaten this week, nearly 40 years after its release? Tetris, Super Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, and Pac-Man.
Read them again. So it's not Super Mario Kart.
Yeah, so Tetris, Super Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, and Pac-Man.
Now read the question again. Sorry, one more time.
Which classic video game was finally beaten this week, nearly 40 years after its release?
I'm going to go.
So you didn't know you could beat it.
Right.
That was the thing.
I'm going Pac-Man.
It's Tetris.
It is Tetris.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Some kid. I think he was like, how old was he, Fletcher? Like 10 or something like
13,
that?
I think.
Man, you came on strong at the end. Look at that. I know. I when you said that, before you said Tetris, I'm like, oh, I bet it's Tetris because I didn't. You're right. You can't beat Pac-Man. So.
I wanted to give a hint on it. There was a movie about it this year or last year. Sorry, it's 2024 now.
All right. Why don't we roll into? Good job. Hey, came on strong there. Final score 9-6.
Hey.
You did a good job.
I'm 6 out of 10. That's pretty good for me.
You did good. You did good. So, why don't we roll into our the Idaho Fishing Report ad there?
All right.
All right, we are back here. Hey, did you leave those pictures up, Fletcher? Look at this fish I caught, man. That's that Idaho Fishing Report. Each week it comes out. We give you the forecast here in Idaho and what the fishing is going to be like. So, all right. So good game. All right, I got to plug in my phone. It's dying. Like real time here. Hey, I got a question for you.
Me?
Yeah. So do you watch the Pat McAfee show?
Yeah, I do. I catch it sometimes. Usually I catch it on YouTube or whatever. I don't watch like the whole show, but I'll watch like clips or whatever.
So I didn't know. Well, I mean, I did. I haven't been watching it before, but I finally put 2 and 2 together that he was that kicker from the Colts.
Yeah, he's a punter. Yeah.
Yeah. And I loved watching him play, man. He would go out there. He would hit somebody, man. He wasn't afraid to hit anybody. And some of his.
Well, he's not a small guy.
Well, he's not. But it's funny. So you see him on the field, and he looks about average, right? But man, on that show, he is huge.
Yeah,
he's a big guy.
Yeah, he's always. I don't know for sure, but I think in college he also did something else. I think he may have, I don't know, done something else besides punting also, or he played in high school something else. I mean, it wasn't like he was just a punter.
Yeah.
His whole life.
Well, have you heard the controversy with Aaron Rodgers and Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah, I was watching the Pat McAfee show on today and Rodgers came on there and talked about it.
Did he apologize? Because Kimmel told him he had to apologize.
No, what he said was he clarified what he said. all he said was that Jimmy Kimmel didn't want that to come out. He didn't say that Jimmy Kimmel was on it.
Right.
He just said that Jimmy Kimmel doesn't want that to come out.
Well, I saw that, and so I don't watch Jimmy Kimmel, but he was on the news. That whole thing was on the news this morning. Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
So he was on they were showing, he did a 7-minute monologue on Aaron Rodgers.
I watched it.
Yeah.
I was like, come on,
well,
man.
I mean,
are you kidding me?
Aaron Rodgers was, I mean, I don't have a problem with what, I mean, he's just lashing back at him. I mean, I do a little bit. It's kind of childish, but I mean, he's been on Aaron Rodgers ever since the vaccine thing and
made fun of his man bun.
Well, he said that Aaron Rodgers was killing people because people weren't, he was leading people not to get their vaccinations. And I mean, that's irresponsible also. Why is it okay for you to make a statement like that, but for him not to make a comment about, the Epstein, whatever list?
So here's what kills me about it. So he gets all butthurt over that, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, oh, you shouldn't make fun of people. Really? That's your job. You are you were a stand-up comedian before you were a late-night host. You did nothing but make fun of people. I'm pretty sure if we went back and listened to some of your stuff, Mr. Kimmel, that we would hear some offensive stuff in your past.
Oh, I mean, what he said about Aaron Rodgers was offensive.
Exactly.
I mean,
it's just funny to me that he can make fun of people, but as soon as somebody turns the tide on him and makes just an offhanded joke. And the joke, no one thought that Jimmy Kimmel was involved with that. No one thought that from what Aaron Rodgers said. But he's like, oh, a man that wins a Super Bowl and is a football player, he should be more careful about what he says. How about a guy that has a national television show?
Yeah. I mean, look, it's this cancel culture thing,
It's crazy.
As soon as somebody, they get their feelings hurt, they can say whatever they want, but then somebody else says something back, then, and then, if you're a part of the media, that seems to, people listen and they just barrage these people and say, well, and so he said he made, Aaron Rodgers made some anti-Semitic comments. Aaron Rodgers never did that.
I know.
So, I mean, it's just, look, I'm not the biggest Aaron Rodgers fan. I like him a lot better now that he's in New York and not in Green Bay anymore, since I'm a Vikings fan. But I mean, he's a little bit of the conspiracy
absolutely
theory guy. But but you're entitled to your opinion, right? I mean, he says he backs his stuff up with facts. So I don't know.
I mean, whether you agree with them or don't agree with them, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like all Kimmel did was give him that 7-minute monologue, just give him more airtime, which is what he wanted, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with I don't see anything that bad about what Rodgers did. And, Kimmel, look, you shouldn't throw stones when you live in a glass house.
That's right. Amen. Preach on from the South. Hey, speaking of the South, you have any Yum Yum hot dogs lately? I got my Yum Yum hot dogs.
No, I think didn't you and I went when you were here,
that was
right?
The last time you went. Look at that. Zoom in on that. Look at that.
I don't think they're as good as they used to be.
Well, the chili's still good. I still like the chili.
Yeah.
Yum Yum hot dogs. So we'll talk about this. So one of the things we kind of do on this show is talk about our childhood. And we grew up in Greensboro, North Carolina. And I joke in the opening, my brother from another father, but Tom Idlet is my stepdad, but I always call him Dad. But Steven's father worked for Yum Yum's Hot Dog, but it's a family-owned business in the Idlet family for it's 110 years ago it started.
Yeah.
Our great-grandfather Wisdom started with a push cart, pushing ice cream around downtown, and then just turned into this. And they still make the ice cream there by hand. Oh my God, it's so good. We used to go back. Remember, we talked about this when I was home. I was back home in October. Saw you then. We talked about how we would go back there, and Dad would be making the ice cream. We'd go back and we'd get the original soft serve, just get it right out of that mixer.
Oh yeah, it was so good.
It's good stuff.
I mean, yeah, it was. I mean, we didn't have much money growing up, but there was some. Mainly because of that family, right? I mean, we had the lake.
Yeah.
and then our great grandfather was one who started it. So he had bought, I don't know, hundreds of acres outside of town there, and it had it was a lake big enough to, like, you could ski,
We
just
water
a big
skied on it.
oval.
Yeah.
You could water ski
skied
on it. It was
on
that big.
Yeah.
So, it was our own private lake. It was great. So, but our mom and dad we didn't have no money. Our great grandfather, he did all right, but
yeah, I think most of our dad's family didn't have money. We had one uncle. We had one uncle that was a pro fisherman, pro angler.
Chicken. Actually, Dad was probably Rob made good money. He was a geophysicist.
Yeah, Rob did. But Rob was the baby of the family, and he he
Chick
got out.
Made a decent living. He had 2 houses.
Yeah.
And Bill had he had 2 homes. So
yeah,
they had money.
Bill made it big in the furniture business.
He was an interior decorator.
Interior decorating. Did you ever drive in these trucks down to Duck or down to the
yeah.
Driving them big Ryder trucks from Greensboro down to Duck, North Carolina. You ever go to Duck Donuts here in Boise?
I haven't.
That's where they're from. They're from Duck, North Carolina, a franchise now. They started in Duck, North Carolina. It's on the coast, just above the Outer Banks. It's a tiny little town. It's the first time I ever saw it snow at the coast was at Duck.
Well, I was there too. That's the Mike Tyson fight.
Yes, that's right. That's
Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
Shocked the world, baby.
That's right.
He shocked the world.
Driving them big ass Ryder trucks down there. Oh my gosh, those were the trips. But you're right. We didn't have a lot of money growing up, but we that we were talking about this when I was home. We didn't have money, but we also, how many kids had their own private lake where they could go swimming and fishing, hang out. You don't hear about that.
Well, there's things that, toys or whatever that we wanted when we were kids we didn't get. But, overall, our childhood was great. Literally, we were, so when we say we didn't have much money, look, we almost lost our house several times.
Yep.
It was pretty, Mom went out of work. She started having some physical problems. And then Dad tried a business that failed. And
2 of them.
It just, the first one was when things were really bad.
That's when I got
the hunting and fishing store.
Yeah, that's when I got out of the service and came home.
Yeah, it was really bad there for a little bit. But look, we were raised in a neighborhood where we had so many kids our age that all we did was go outside and play all day long. We coming from school or during the summer, and we didn't matter. We didn't have much money because we're out having a blast playing in the street with our friends.
Do you remember the time Tommy got the maddest at me?
Maybe. Which time?
So remember how we used to paint bases on the street? We play wiffle ball on the street. We paint and we paint bases. First and third were on the curbs, and second was down by the
underneath the power line. There.
Yeah. Well, if you hit it over the power lines, that was a home run.
Yeah.
If you got it over the power lines, that was a home run. And we would tape up the wiffle balls too, so they didn't have the holes in them. But no, the maddest he ever got at me was we had decided we wanted to play baseball in my backyard. So I got the mower out and I mowed a baseball diamond into the backyard, and I put the mower on the lowest setting. So it burned the grass, and it would stay that way the whole summer. He was so mad. You go mow the yard, mow the whole damn thing.
The best. So the funniest thing that ever happened that I remember where I didn't get in trouble was Matt and I were playing with it was either black powder. Dad had a big thing of black powder.
Yes.
For gunpowder.
He had a muzzle loader.
A muzzle loader. And then it was either that or some gasoline. It may have been gasoline, but anyway.
Probably both.
So Matt, our younger brother Matt, if he ever watches it, we love you. But
love you, Matt.
So anyway, Matt and I were out there, and we were putting we started out making little lines and catching the gas on fire in the grass.
Yeah.
Well, so then I wrote Matt's name in the yard, And of course, Matt got in trouble for it.
Poor Matt.
I think I did that one other time with mom lipstick in the bathroom under the bathroom cabinet. I wrote it Matt's name with lipstick, and mom got yelled at Matt for that one.
Of course.
So yeah, I mean, I was a little sneaky.
You were a conniving little thing.
Yeah, but we didn't get in big trouble. I mean, mom and dad pretty much kept that line. You just didn't cross a certain line with our parents, or because we would have got our butts whooped.
Well, we got our butts whooped. You that big leather belt he had. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, he just comes snapping it.
Yeah, you could hear it coming out of the belt buckles. Whack, 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 whack.
Yeah, but you know what? I didn't get nearly enough whoopings. I should have got more. I got away with a lot more than I probably got whoopings for.
Probably.
So yeah, I mean that was yeah. Now I remember the time though that you were supposed to mow the yard. That's the time I remember because so Dad walks in. He was mad, and my dad. Look, let me tell you something. My dad he's a fairly patient man. He's easygoing, but with 3 boys, as you can imagine, things got a little hectic from time to time between the fighting and the bickering, and he lost his patience sometimes. But I remember he walked in the house, and I knew I just see it on his face, and I was like, I didn't do anything. So all of a sudden he goes, Jeff, come out. And Jeff comes walking in and goes, let me tell you something.
That sounds just like him.
If you don't get out there right now and mow that grass, your ass is grass. And because he cussed, yes. Our parents just didn't cuss that much. When he said ass, I went, just go get it. What tore up? So yeah, that's what I thought maybe you were gonna bring up, because I remember that was the only time I remember him ever like cussing when he was mad at one of us.
Oh yeah, but remember his bottom lip was starting to quiver.
No,
his tongue would kind of start vibrating, his bottom lip would quiver. I remember that.
That, and every time he'd work on the car or something, after about 10 minutes, he'd lose his patience.
Oh yeah, yell at you. You couldn't hold the flashlight right. No matter how perfectly still you held it, you could not hold the flashlight right.
Do you watch A Christmas Story at Christmas?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the part where the father's messing with the furnace.
Yeah.
That makes me think about Dad. That's what Dad sounded like when he's working on the car.
Dad knew just enough to be dangerous.
Yeah, Dad, he knew something about everything.
Yes. Yeah.
He knew how to do a little bit of everything. He could, they added a room onto the house, right?
I'm sure they didn't get permits for.
No, I'm sure it wasn't a pass code. But you know what? We didn't have any issues with it. It had it was essentially a little extra living room and a bathroom.
Well,
we only had one bathroom in our house.
That's what I was going to say. That was the best part of that we got a second bathroom, because it was
oh my God,
3 boys, Dad and Mom. And poor Mom, our mom passed away during COVID 2020, and but our poor mother, man, we beat her down. We just beat the 3 boys. She always wanted a girl. And she told me later in life, she goes, I wanted a girl, but there's just no way I was going to try to have another child, because if there was a 4th boy, it would have totally killed me for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, yeah, but like I said though, we weren't that bad. I mean, we didn't really get into a lot of big trouble. The worst we did was stuff like we talking about.
So, do you remember Susan Hager?
Yeah,
Susan, if you're watching, hi. So I went back to my 40th high school reunion. Yes, I'm that old, Fletcher. Went back to my 40th high school reunion this year, and I saw Susan's married to somebody in my class. And because she was a couple years older than me. Her younger brother, Paul, was my best friend. And, but anyway, I saw at the reunion, and I told my wife, Jocelyn, I said, I want you to meet my babysitter. And she goes, oh my God, don't ever say that again. But she told us, she goes, I felt so sorry for your mom because you boys were terrors.
Yeah.
She said she didn't know how to handle us.
Well, she was a good-looking girl too. So I mean, it was great when she would come over and babysit.
If you're watching, Susan, my brother said you were a good-looking girl.
Absolutely. I mean,
Still, yeah.
she's still a pretty.
Yeah,
I mean, she's a beautiful
yeah.
woman. I mean, still.
Awesome. I spent a lot of time talking to her at our reunion. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right.
I saw. Yeah. I think last time. Did you see Paul at the Grimsley Page game?
I didn't see him at the game. I saw him at the reunion in October.
Well, maybe I saw him another game. It might have been a playoff game. I ran into Paul. I ran into Hager.
Yeah.
Talked to him for a while.
I got that Whirly's flag hanging up there behind Fletcher. Got my flag hanging up.
Oh,
there.
yeah?
Yeah, got that flag.
Next time I'll put on my, my Whirly stuff. I got to wear Whirly stuff when I'm scoring. I'm keeping score at the games now.
There it is. And they never won football games when I was there, so happy for them. Hey, speaking of football, let's talk about the Idaho Horsemen. That's right, the Good Boy Studios is back again as a digital partner for the Idaho Horsemen. We'll be broadcasting all their home games this year from the Ford Idaho Center in Nampa, Idaho. We're going to be doing pre-games. Steven, you're going to be involved with that as well, too. We're going to be doing some pre-games. Steve's going to be doing the halftime show. I'm going to be doing on-field activities if you're in person at the Ford Idaho Center. But, yes, Good Boy Studios and Idaho Horsemen are teaming up. And not only that, we're going to be doing an inside look. It's called Inside the Stable with Jeff Cullers. It's all the information you want to know about the Horsemen upcoming games, what's happening in the National Arena League. They've gone over to the National Arena League this year. They're going to be nationwide. Going to be traveling to your part of the world down there to play Carolina, Tulsa, a lot of different cities. So super excited to be a part of that with them this year. The Idaho Horsemen, if you want more information about season tickets or single game tickets, go to gohorseman.com. Go support them today. All right, what we got next? Is it time for the GOAT?
It is.
All right, it's time for the GOAT. Are you prepared? I know I hit you with it last minute today.
No, I'm ready.
Okay.
That's pretty much the third one was the one where I had to kind of narrow it down, but me
too. Well, I did struggle a little bit. You want to go first? What's your number 3?
My number 3, 4th of July.
Shut the front door.
Two reasons. First of all, it's summer.
Yeah.
I love warm weather. So I'm all about, middle of summer. I love summertime. It's just, for me, it's best time of the year. Other thing, I mean, more importantly, it's our nation's birthday. So, I'm a very patriotic guy, and, I'm still proud of our country. So that's the reason why it's there.
All right. I like it. My number 3, and honestly, it was hard. My number 3 is going to be Turkey Day.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I'm not,
I love
it's just an eating day for me.
I love Thanksgiving. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think so for me. I like tradition. And for me, like this year, my mother-in-law moved in with us, and she wanted mashed potatoes. And so Jocelyn, my wife, goes, okay, we're not having mashed potatoes and rice. And I said, yes, we are. I said, I'm not giving up rice. Now, do you guys ever eat rice at Thanksgiving?
I do not.
Do you eat rice? Martin says, yes, he eats rice. So rice was big in our family, right? When we had Thanksgiving at Grandma Stewart's, Thanksgiving, we always had rice. And
that's what you come up with is rice?
Rice. I love rice.
All the things that we had to eat.
No, I love it.
Rice
I love all of it. I love all of it. I love the turkey, the green beans, but stuffing.
The rolls.
The rolls. Oh, the rolls were good. But
rolls were the best.
But anyway, she said she was going to get rid of the rice, and I said no. I said I'll cook it if I have to. It's like 20 minutes. I'll cook it. All right. What's your number 2?
Halloween.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, I love, this year I kind of laid off of it for a few years, but I used to have set up things where I'd scare kids when they come up to the door kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
So like one year I put up, I had bed sheets that we had a little small porch by our front door, and I put black sheets and made it kind of like a dark tunnel. And at the end of it, I put like a bowl of candy on the table.
Okay.
So the kids had to walk down there, and I had a fog machine going and strobe lights, and and so I would jump out from the behind the curtain and scare the kids. And that was great stuff. So I kind of had gotten away from it a little bit, but this year we got some lights. We put out in front of the house some orange, purple, and lights that kind of twinkled, and we got some blow up items. Actually, may I still have the picture.
Oh yeah, I saw him.
But
I saw him. I was there.
Did you see him?
Yeah, I saw your inflatables. Yeah,
that's right. You were there.
Yeah, we have inflatables in our yard too. That's our big thing now. I didn't even put up Christmas lights this year. I just did Christmas inflatables. I didn't even put the lights up outside. I just did the inflatables because they're so much fun. I got a big tall clown that we put up for Halloween, and my wife hates it because she hates clowns. But we have this huge clown. We put that up, and she hates it. But I know every time I see a new one, I bring it home, and she's like. She goes, I know when, like, I'll come in the house. She goes, I know you just put an inflatable up, didn't you? New one. All right.
Yeah, I mean, so the problem with inflatables, they break so easy.
Yeah. Do you get kids at your house for Halloween? We don't. So, well, first of all, I got to kind of preface this because you don't know anything about it, but I don't know if Fletcher knows, but there's a stretch here in Boise. It's, what's the name of that road?
Overland?
It's not. Oh, it's down. It's the expensive house. What is it? Harrison Boulevard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So and like these people. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, Martin. Chime in here. They'll spend like $1,000 on candy because so many kids come to their house. So you live anywhere else in the city, nobody comes to your house.
Yeah.
I buy candy for my next door neighbor who's 10 years old. He's my #1 YouTube fan. Hey, Cameron, if you're watching this, hey, buddy, you shouldn't be watching this show. This isn't for you. But hey, Cameron, if you're watching. But I always buy candy for him because when I travel and the inflatables come on, sometimes they don't go all the way up, so he goes and stands them up for me. But we don't get kids. Do you get kids?
So, not in years past, we have not. Now, in our old neighborhood, 5 years ago, we moved in the house we're in now.
We're on Ethan's.
But the neighborhood, so Jamie and I have been married 16 years. So when we first moved in the house, we were like, huh?
God bless her.
I know.
Putting up with you for 16 years.
But we were like the third house in that neighborhood, so we didn't get many kids in. But then, eventually there was about 60 houses, so we get 30 kids on Halloween. Then we moved here. And the way our house is, it's in a cul-de-sac down, it's a dirt road. I mean, It's funny. It's the only dirt road in the middle of the city. But
I still say you should pave that. You just should pave. You got the money. Just pave it.
Well, yeah. So anyway, so this year, evidently, so I took Bella out trick-or-treating, and we had like 9 trick-or-treaters this year because I think because we did all the lights.
That's 8 more than I had.
Huh?
That's 8 more than I had.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm all for it. I mean, next year I'll stay home because I wasn't even worried about being there. We left a bowl of candy just in case some kids showed up, but it did. But yeah, I mean, we end up. So I'm hoping next year. So next year, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do. We have the empty lot next door that we own.
Yep.
So we're gonna make it like a haunted trail.
I love it. I want to do that.
That's what I'm gonna do.
We just had a second gate added to our backyard. I want to do that. Time come in one gate and go back out the other. I think that would be a blast.
Scare the crap out of some kids. Buddy. That'd be fun.
Yes, sir.
That's fun.
The one kid that comes through, I'll scare the mess out of him.
Oh yeah, just say. Yeah, but you know what? If you start that, they'll tell their friend, "Hey, we got to go to this house. It's like it's the best."
By Halloween, Jock.it will be a major hit with millions of followers, so they'll just all come here to watch it. The weirdest Halloweens ever was when I moved to Iowa. And so now you live over in you grew up in Eastern Idaho.
I did.
So this may have happened to you too. When I moved to Iowa, all my kids, they wanted I want to go as a princess for Halloween. But then they got to wear their thick winter coats because it's 13 degrees outside. Did you have that over in Eastern Idaho or no?
Yeah, every time. And what was hilarious about Halloween that I always remember is it was always the first snow of the year. And it's been that way as long as I can remember.
Really?
Yeah, it'll snow on Halloween day and Halloween night. And ours is similar. There was one neighborhood because we were so rural, we didn't have a lot of suburbs.
Right.
There was one neighborhood that was very suburby. So you'd see kids, in their costumes and it's snowing, but we're all used to it. And so like no one's in jackets and stuff because it wasn't super cold, but it was cold enough just to snow.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, it was so warm here at Halloween that like you would be sweating to death with costumes on.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
it'd still be 80 degrees here.
We used to run around with pillowcases just collecting all the candy.
Yeah, you have to come and empty it and then go back out.
Yeah, so all right. We spent a lot of time on number 2 here, Halloween, but we both agree Halloween's our number 2. I think I know what your number 1 is, but go ahead and hit me with it.
Well, Christmas.
Yeah,
I mean,
I knew you were going to say that.
For me, I mean, our Lord and Savior's birthday. I mean, I can't, absolutely. That's the most important thing to me. So, and family. It's a lot of family. Get together with mom's family. I hate it that we don't do anything with dad's, but that as you get older, and I think people, once you get to our age, you start to realize how, when you're a kid or even when you first get married, you think of a hassle, right? You got to go to grandma's house and, you got to go here or there. Well, as you get older, you start to realize that, man, these people aren't going to be around forever. Yep. And so getting to see my aunts and uncles, that means a lot to me now.
Yeah, I got to see everybody for Thanksgiving. It was fun this year. First time I got to do that in a couple of decades. Got to see the whole Stewart family. Yeah, Christmas. It didn't make mine. It did not make my top 3. I love Christmas. It's fun. But my number 1 is 4th of July, and it's probably the same, and it's for the same reason as yours. But we always do a big shindig. We have anywhere from 50 to 75 people show up. I smoke about 3. I smoke 3 pork shoulders and I get up at 5 o'clock on the 4th of July and I do it the Stamey's way. You see my hat there? Get Martin to zoom in on my Stamey's barbecue hat there. Do it like they do at Stamey's Barbecue, world's best barbecue. Hey, Chip Stamey, if you're watching
hot dogs from there,
send us some barbecue out this way, man. We don't have good barbecue out here except at my house. But anyway, I get up at 5 a.m. Start with hickory wood, and we have people that come over and. We've incorporated fireworks the last couple of years, but 4th of July, man, that's mine. That's my number 1. I love the 4th of July. All right, Fletcher, what's your number 1, man? What's your number 1 holiday?
My number 1 is Christmas.
Okay.
But mine was pretty much the same as yours, just interchanged.
Yeah.
Or like both of yours. I really like Halloween.
Well, I mean, essentially we're the same, right? I mean, I think we had the same 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Halloween, Christmas, and no, you had Thanksgiving.
I had Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You had Thanksgiving. You just no, you
didn't even put Christmas on there.
It would have been number 4. It would have been.
You're a Nazi.
Oh my God.
A Nazi, are you?
What about you, Martin? What's your number 1, man? Oh, I love it.
What did he say?
Festivus for the rest of us.
Oh, hey.
I love it. You're going to fit in well with this group, Martin. Martin just joined our team. He's operating cameras. He's going to learn all kinds of stuff. He's going to be working here with the Good Boy Studios. Happy to have him here with us. So, all right. Well, that is our GOAT of the week. We do that each and every week. I'm going to put a poll up on the website. You just go to Jock.itch. We'll have a link on the video, but if you go to Good Boy Studios, go to podcast, click on Jock.itch. Take our poll. Tell us what your favorite holiday is. We'd love to hear from you. Love to hear the fans' interaction there with the show. Hey, let's roll into that. My partner here who is helping me at the studio, Chrissy Weissman, she does photography. She's amazing. She specializes in headshots. Why don't you roll that ad for us there, Fletcher? Man, that guy, that voiceover guy, he's pretty good. And it's not .com. It is just Chrissy.photography. I guess that's it. So I read
and he's underpaid too.
Yeah, he is. I'm overpaid. I'm overpaid. Speaking of over, man, we've gone over by 15 minutes. I'd like try to keep us at an hour, but we've had a good show tonight, man. Any last thoughts on your end?
Oh, God. Oh, Lord, help me.
Go Blue! Yeah.
All right,
boys.
So let me ask you a question. If you can step away from true fandom, how long before Michigan gets another one?
It depends on Harbaugh. It depends on who the coach is.
You think they could repeat? When's the last time we had a repeat national champion?
It's last year.
Georgia.
Oh, Georgia repeated last year?
Yeah.
So
Georgia.
I knew that. I was just testing you.
Not a three-peat, though. Haven't had a three-peat in a long time.
No, never. I don't think there's been a.
There's been a shared three-peat, never an outright.
There you go. Say Fletcher, man. He knows sports, man. Fletcher knows sports.
No, I don't think there was. So, I mean, no. I mean, so there's a lot of key pieces. I mean, J.J. McCarthy would have to come back.
Yep. I don't. Does that running back come back for you guys? Corum, what's his name? Corum?
No, Corum's gone.
Yeah, he's gone, right? Yeah, he's gone. I mean,
But Donovan Edwards is back.
Yeah, but Corum was a big part of that team this year, man.
Absolutely. I mean, to me,
I know you talk about the defense, but he was a big part of their.
No, he's going to be a good running back in the pros. I think he's probably going to be a second round pick, but to me, he's like a little smaller version of Saquon Barkley. So very strong. He actually is very durable. I mean, if you actually looked at how many he got injured, got nicked up, he had like a meniscus tear last year against Illinois, and had to miss. He actually missed the playoffs last year. I think, to be honest with you, I think that may have been our biggest why we lost to TCU. So, but that being said, I mean, look, the defense is still going to be good. If Harbaugh comes back, which is a big if, then I think we have a good chance. And we have a good chance as anyone, especially if JJ's back.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
No.
All right. What you got going on this week?
Me?
Yeah. What you got? Anything fun between now and our next show?
Not really. I just have I got basketball tomorrow night, keeping score at Grimsley.
Oh yeah, you're doing that now. You're helping football and basketball. Look at you.
Yeah.
Fletcher, what you got going on this week, man?
Trying to just fill my time up with work in any way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to Vegas tomorrow for a couple of days. It's actually a work trip. It is a work trip, I promise. We were supposed to go to a casino over the weekend, but that's gone because snowing in the mountains. So just stay home and get some work done. I think.
So I do have a question, Fletcher. How's that girlfriend of yours doing?
She's doing great.
All right.
She hadn't got rid of him yet, huh?
Nope.
I love it. All right. Cool. All right. So thanks everybody for being here. Fletcher, if you want to start rolling those closing credits. Big shout out. Thank you, Steve, for coming along, being here tonight. I really appreciate you tuning in. They're late on the East Coast. That's right. It's late on the East Coast. I'm Jeff Cullers. Fletcher Wartig, our executive producer. Martin G. That's what I'm going to call you, man. Martin G. Is our cameraman tonight and going to be stepping into that role. Thank you to our sponsors. They are a big part of what we do here to beat City Bombers. Treasure Valley Roller Derby, didn't get a chance to talk about them. Go to tvrd.com to learn more about women's roller derby in the Treasure Valley. The Idaho Horsemen, the Idaho Fishing Report. And thank you, of course, to all of our fans. This has been another great Good Boy Studios Productions. For Steve Idland, I'm Jeff Cullers, Fletcher, and Martin. We'll see you next week.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thought it went well.
I thought it went great.
Yeah. A little more